Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Big up, swimming technical glitch.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Nithyanandeshwara Samarambam Nithyanandeshwari Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Third eye, one of the most discussed, analyzed, debated, argued, and most misunderstood subject. Please understand, what is third eye? Let me define. Third eye is an intra-organ. You really have it. Which can be awakened, which can directly be part of your day-to-day life. Third eye and awakening the third eye is not just mystical alone. It can be directly experienced in your very physical plane. It has a clear, defined powers which can add to your day-to-day life, not just exploring the mystical path and spiritual experiences. It can directly help you experience so many extraordinary things in your day-to-day life. Almost all religions, all spiritual groups, whether it is ancient and tribal based or very modern secret groups, all spiritual groups have worked on third eye because that's the most easiest, most powerful way of awakening yourself to the higher dimensions. Awakening yourself to the higher dimensions. Whatever you are seeing with these two eyes are not reality and not enough. Please understand, whatever you see with the two eyes are not reality and not enough. Third eye makes you see the higher reality externally in your day-to-day life and internally in your life and death journey. Third eye is one of the powerful energy center in your body. It is located between both eyebrows, where I have this red color kumkum. To tell you honestly, there are some subjects when I start speaking about, I am stuck for words because so much need to be told. So much need to be told. Whatever introduction I am giving it to you about third eye looks very pearl, very little. When I see the reality of the third eye, I can say it is just third eye. Everything is centered on third eye. Whether the lifestyle practices or rituals or spiritual practices belong to all spiritual traditions. Everything is centered on third eye. Awakening the third eye makes you immediately experience God. I can say God minus third eye is man, man plus third eye is God. God minus third eye is man, man plus third eye is God. Third eye is called Chakra Raja, King of Chakras. That's the last chakra. The crown center is not actually chakra, it's an opening. The third eye is the last chakra, an ultimate chakra in your body. All the different energy centers in your body is ruled by third eye chakra. It's called Ajna chakra in Sanskrit. It means literally the seat of the will power. Will. Ajna means will. That's the seat of the will power. Ajna chakra. Will power. Chakra Raja. The third eye is the king of all chakras, energy centers. If that one energy center can be awakened, all the energy centers can be awakened. That is why in Hindu tradition, the various pilgrimage centers are identified with the different chakras. But Varanasi, the pilgrimage center of Hinduism, is associated with third eye. That is called as a third eye center. The Ajna Krastala, Varanasi. People ask me, what happens to you when you activate your third eye? Actually, I can't say. You can't explain to a born blind man what happens to him when he gets the vision. How much ever you try, you can't explain all the dimensions. Actually, when you activate the third eye, only then the real vision about the life happens to you. You start seeing the reality. You start seeing the truth as it is. Seeing only with two eyes and living, making decisions, seeing through the third eye, living and making decisions, these two lifestyles can never be compared. I can't even say with the awakening of the third eye, you will get a lot of intuition power or other spiritual powers. No. Let me be very honest. When you awaken the third eye, your whole life will be different. What ordinary people call as intuition will be your lifestyle. What individuals call as spiritual powers, that will be your lifestyle. It is not easy to describe the difference. I am telling you, the truths about the third eye was never believed by mass because it seems too good to be true. Too good to be true. When I declared, if your third eye is awakened, you can see with closed eyes. Your ordinary two eyes are not required for seeing or perceiving, recognizing things. People felt it was too good to be true. When I declared at the age of 12, when I had the third eye awakening, with closed eyes I was able to see 360 degree. People really felt it was too good to be true. But today you are going to have a live demonstration of not just me doing. The kids of the Gurukul demonstrating the power of third eye awakening. When your third eye is awakened, not just your intuition will be awakened. Just understand this one example. A person who is standing in a road and seeing both sides. How much he can see? He may be able to see 100 meters this side, 100 meters this side. But if a person is standing on the 10th floor and seeing the same road, he can see 1 kilometer this side, 1 kilometer that side. So a person who is standing on the 10th floor, if he says a lorry is coming or a Benz car is coming, the person who is standing on the ground, he will think, no, it is not there. How can he say it is coming? Few minutes, it will come. So the person who is standing on the ground will think the person who is standing on the 10th floor is having intuition. It is not intuition, it is in tune with the reality. When your third eye is awakened, you will be able to see everything from the higher plane. So you will be in tune with the reality. People ask me, can it help me in my material growth? I tell you, it will help you in everything. In your health, you will be able to see through your body. I have seen so many siddhas. They will just scan their body with closed eye. They know where the problem is and heal it. Very soon you can expect my kids doing X-ray and scanning. You will see they will be demonstrating. Just by seeing a person, they will diagnose them. Today I am going to demonstrate the blindfold reading. Now I am demonstrating the power of third eye awakening to the whole world in front of all of you. And I am also declaring now, I will be taking my Gurukul kids to the next level where they will be able to just see a person and diagnose whether he has a kidney stone or tumor in any part of the body or a heart blockage. They will just be able to scan. I just need to educate them in body anatomy, that's all, and sharpen this power. These powers of awakening third eye will help.
Mahavagya, spiritual lullaby for Samadhi, and Suprabhatam, wake up call, wake up song for Paramashiva, for Paramashiva to manifest.
So now we are going to look at him being blindfolded with the surgical eye patches. You can see the surgical eye patches are now being shown for all of you. So these are tested clinically and are foolproof, and these are generally used when you have to give the eye a complete rest. So now we are going to be sticking this eye patches on the eyes of Shiv Shankara Maharaj, after which we are going to have him read various different things that are going to be shown for all of us. Yes, go ahead and you can stick it. Yes, so now we are looking at Shiv Shankara Maharaj being blindfolded. As you can see, the eyes are completely being blindfolded and closed. So all of you are going to be having a chance and opportunity ask and post different of your chats, of your comments, of what you want Shiv Shankara Maharaj to read with his eyes blindfolded. So now, as you can see, the other eye patch is also being pasted on the eyes of Shiv Shankara Maharaj. So have the Zoom rooms ready to be commenting. Open the Zoom chat and be ready to comment. Because very shortly, Shiv Shankara Maharaj is going to start reading what each of you are going to post in the Zoom chat. So we'll be having different levels of this power manifestation. So as you can see, Shiv Shankara Maharaj's eyes are completely closed and blindfolded. And now he's chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, to establish himself in the space of oneness with Swamiji. It is through this space of oneness with Swamiji that these extraordinary Shaktis manifest. As we saw when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared in the video, by chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, you can establish yourself in that space of oneness with Swamiji and manifest these extraordinary powers. So go over, you can start posting your chats, your comments on the Zoom chat. We'll be beginning by writing a word on the piece of paper that will be given to Shiva Shankara Maharaj. Yes, so as you can see, we have a volunteer who is writing a new word. While each of you take your time to post your messages on the Zoom chat, which will also be read by Shiva Shankara Maharaj for all of us. Yes, so as you all can see, the word is shown for all of us on the screen. And now Shiva Shankara Maharaj is going to read the word that was written. Yes, Shiva Shankara Maharaj, you can unmute yourself and you can share.
Yes, the word which is written over here is a 4-letter word, which is the word skip. SKINP.
Yes, exactly. As you can see, that's the exact word that was written for all of us. It's the very word skip. Yes, go ahead. Now we're going to be writing another word, while each of you also take this time to post your chat, post your messages on the chat. So we have some of the chats that are coming up. Yes, Shiva Shankara Maharaj, you can read the next word that is going to be shown. It is by chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, that we establish the space of oneness with Swamiji and manifest these extraordinary Shaktis. Yes, Shiva Shankara Maharaj, you can share when you're ready. All the participants who are also on across various different Zoom rooms can post your questions. Can post any of the words that you want Shiva Shankara Maharaj to read.
The word which is written over here second time, below the word skip is the word Lakshmi. LAKSHMI.
Exactly. So that is the exact word that is written by our volunteer. It was also posted on the Zoom chat. So yes, that's exactly right. So like this, we are going to be manifesting various different extraordinary Shaktis, various different extraordinary powers. We have something that is projected on the screen for all of us. And let's now have Shiva Shankara Maharaj share what is posted by we have a participant who has posted the word, which is also going to be written and given for Shiva Shankara Maharaj to read.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The word which is here, it's written Raja Yoga, means Raja on top, and the yoga also like little bottom. It's not together written. You will see Raja on top and yoga. The word is Raja Yoga.
Yes, that's exactly right. As you can see, that is the exact word that was projected for all of us, that was written and shared with Shiva Shankara Maharaj. And that's also the word that was posted on the Zoom by our volunteer Fabio. So that's great. Wonderful. So like this, we are going to be looking at various different powers. We're going to manifest
Swamiji, how do I open my third eye? First thing I want to tell you, third eye can be opened. Second thing I want to tell you, for the sake of God, please open it. Third thing I want to
A look, a word, a touch. Power of initiation. Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened
frustrated fellows who declare, for the sake of God, don't open.
A look, a word, a touch.
And it is not
Power of initiation. Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarvasamapi Dikshanam Muktihi Phalamakhanditam Avirodhat Bhavantyeva Prasangyastu Bhuktayaha. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi Diksha Vihinasya Na Siddhihi Na Cha Sadgatihi Tasmat Sarva Prayatnena Guruna Dikshito Bhavet. The one who is not it.
Aradhya.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Murali Krishna. I am the president of Integris Mental Health and Integris James L. Hall Center for Mind, Body, and Spirit. This is a center we started about 8 years ago, originating from the bombing recovery, where we thought we'll do something good for our community to help discover the healing power that's existing within each one of us. And in doing so, we've brought many international speakers from all over the world and continue to do so, giving seminars. And we are so grateful to have Swamiji come and join us today. We'll have a formal introduction of Swamiji in just a few minutes. And he requested me to do something. He wanted me to give some of the scientific basis of what's going on when you meditate. And I'm going to talk for a few minutes about it. Last year, when Swamiji came, I have requested him to do one thing. I asked him, would you be willing to undergo some scientific investigation of the meditation process? Because if a meditation process is doing something to your brain, we should be able to detect that. Just like the genetic code in you and me and everybody in the whole world, they found out through modern science that 99.99% of genetic code of all human beings is exactly the same. No matter where you are, what language you speak, what height you have, brown, blue, yellow, green, black, whatever color we are all, we have the same genetic code. So scientific findings are verifiable. They are replicable. You can replicate them, duplicate them. If you do the study in Alaska, you'll get the same results. If not, there's something missing somewhere, I will look at something differently. So all of us know for a long time that when you relax in this stressful world, some changes happen in your body. When you're stressed out, all of us experience stress in our life. Our heart goes faster, we become very tense, our breathing goes faster and shallower and irregular, our pulse rate goes higher, our muscles become tense, blood supply is taken away from certain parts of the body, like the digestive organs, like stomach and intestines, and redistributed back to other parts of the body, like the muscles of the legs. All these changes happen instantaneously. Just imagine you're driving on I-40, heavy traffic, fast traffic, and suddenly you found the flashing lights of a police car in your rearview mirror. Tell me what happens in your mind, in your body, not let alone mind, the body. Boy, the heartbeat starts beating fast immediately, right? Instantaneously it starts beating fast. The blood pressure goes high, pulse rate goes high, respirations go high. And these changes happen in a fraction of 1 second, not even 1 second, in a fraction of a second, before we can even think what happened. These changes happen automatically. And that's the typical stress response. Some danger is recognized by a part of the brain called amygdala, an old part of the brain. And the same part is seen in very primitive animals. That's a primitive response. It's been there for ages. We are born with it. Our parents had it, grandparents had it. We needed that response to survive as human beings. Our ancestors, when they were fighting for life in the thick forest, being afraid of lions and bears, they needed that reaction to survive so that they could run away if they can't fight, or fight if they can't, or be frightened. Fight, flight, fright reaction. But unfortunately, in the modern day world, we don't need that reaction except in rare situations. We don't see lions unless you go to the zoo. You don't see bears unless you go to the zoo. For us, stress reaction is regular events in life. Disagreements, mortgage rate going up or down, depending upon where you are in your life, economy, the weather, unfortunate events, whatever. And they elicit stress reaction so many times in each day that research is showing that each one of us probably will go through 40 to 45 stress reactions in a day. We may not even know that's happening in the body. So what's wrong with it? What's right about it? What's wrong about it? It's right if you're facing a life-threatening situation to have that kind of reaction because you better have it to survive. It is wrong if you have it too frequently, unnecessarily happen in your body because you're churning out toxic chemicals that are not necessary. Your body is producing hormones that are not needed to produce. It's like putting in a high gear and trying to climb a hill in your car. That puts strain on the body, your heart, your lungs, your brain, your kidneys. All of it is strained. And it also, suppresses the immune system. Now studies are showing very clearly, stress suppresses the immune system. The stress hormones decrease the white cells that we need to fight with infection, with cancer. They decrease the white cells that we need for repair and defending our body. It postpones the healing mechanisms, so we don't heal as fast with the stress mechanisms evoked frequently. So we're really literally, every day, we are creating a bathtub full of acid and jumping into it every day over and over and over and over. So what you want to learn today from Swamiji is some techniques, meditation techniques, that come from ancient times, from great evolved human beings that Swamiji has himself received through his own evolution, and he's going to be sharing with us. And last year when we asked Swamiji to go through the trouble of subjecting to scientific investigation, he very cheerfully agreed without one complaint. He went for 3 repeat sessions for PET scanning and 3 repeat sessions for quantitative EEG sessions. And these are really not very easy tests to go through. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of willingness to do that. So we did that. And Dr. Pam Ferdusi, is she here? She's been very helpful, along with Dr. Rui, in arranging the quantitative EEG and the huge team of people, neuropsychology team at Jim Thorpe Center at the Integrated Southwest Medical Center. And they have found some wonderful things for us. And I'll show some of the pictures. I don't want to complicate too much. I want to give some simple things that you can take home. Swami fixed it. We went through 3 sessions of PET scanning. Normally, when you go and get a CAT scan done, MRI scan done, most of the time you're looking at the structure of the brain. New technology has come out that studies the actual functioning of the brain as and when things happen. Not 10 months later, not 1 hour later. Unlike, our X-rays, they studied the structure of the brain. The PET scanning, what they do is they inject a dye, which is a radioactive dye, positron emission, radioactive dye. And that goes and sits in the parts of the brain that are active, that are working at that time. Let's say if I'm looking at you right now, my visual cortex is active right here at the back. So if you inject the dye into me right now, that dye directly goes there, sits right there, attaches itself to all those cells that my vision is working on. And there are a lot of experts here that know about it more than I do. Except that it's one of the most modern technologies that is helping human beings to understand what exactly happens when you think, when you feel, when you smile, when you frown, when you're hopeful, when you're healing, when you're not healing, when you're disappointed, when you're frustrated. Some wonderful, wonderful new findings are coming out that would help prepare for improved healing mechanisms as the future is evolving, discovering who we are. It's almost like a great treasure chest that we are discovering, beginning to discover. Modern science is helping us to do that. So Swamiji went through those sessions, and we found some interesting findings. Normally, when you and I, when you're awake, usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there, and they're so active all the time, they receive the input from all over the strata, eyes and ears and touch and smell and feel, and they are active. If you take an average brainwave test in awake fashion, it will be chaotic, it will be like a jungle. You know, it's like millions of people, millions of children crying and talking at the same time. But what meditation does is something very interesting. First, about the PET scan, the physiology, the functional part of the brain. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. If somebody doesn't have frontal lobes, you can really write him off because there's not much life left without frontal lobes. Unfortunately, some of them are driving cars. Yeah. So I define a mystic as someone who believes in the existence of realities beyond human comprehension. In that sense, Albert Einstein was a mystic. He was a little clerk in a patent office, and he visualized how life would be if he sits at the front of the light beam and travels along with the light beam and discovers the theory of relativity, which has transformed mankind forever. He was a mystic. He's somebody that believed in the existence of realities beyond normal human comprehension for average human being. One who inspires a sense of mystery and wonder. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. If you look at, let me see, is there a left point? Okay, if you look at the top, it's not very active, not very red and yellow. You know, yellow and red being the most active front. And not alert in the back where you are seeing visual cortex is alert. So as I was talking, where you see that is active in the back. That's the front, that's left, and that's right. Next. Okay, this is the first one, okay? The second one is 30 minutes into 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. It's almost like it's got so much energy going in there. It's a very clear-cut indication. From the previous picture, I'll show you again, previous picture. See how it is? And how the next one is. Okay. Can you see that? That's in the 30 minutes of deep meditation. Next, 60 minutes of deep meditation. See how one side quietens down, and the other side remains very active. 60 minutes of deep meditation. There is something else happening right here in the middle. Right in the middle. Right here, in the frontal area. In the middle. It's called mesial frontal area. And here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here. Right in the middle. Probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper. It's called mesial frontal area where both front lobes come and join together like that. Right there. What's interesting was Swami was inside, and that's the last part of that one. See that light right here? Lighting up right here in this area. So what's interesting is I've never seen that before in my life. So the other parts I've seen may not be to the extent that Swami showed. But this is something interesting. There is something called dopamine, which is a chemical our brain is involved in. Dopamine is produced mostly in this area. And when you have any pleasurable feeling in your body, it is mediated through dopamine. It's a nerve receptor. You know, it's a chemical that transmits messages of pleasure. It basically evokes pleasure chemical. If you eat gourmet food, it is dopamine that tells you it's gourmet food. If you have no dopamine, you may eat gourmet food, but think, oh, it looks like horrible cooking. Same thing is with visual pleasures you have. Beautiful people, beautiful sceneries, nature, whatever gives you pleasure. It's mediated through dopamine. Incidentally, alcohol and chemicals mediate through dopamine. And everything that human beings experience involves dopamine. But what's interesting is that you and I have the potential to create our own dopamine in a big way. So I named it for lack of a word in the past, the D spot, which is the dopamine spot. Because I know that in America they like good names. I'm not going to name the other spots, but if you can discover your D spot, you got it made in life. The D really stands for divine spot. The D also stands for delight, and the dopamine spot. And that's what you see right there. I think future researchers will confirm. They may name it something different, some better name than what I could name. But that's very interesting. What's also interesting is that, he could, at will, go in and out of the state. So we asked Swamiji when he came from the scanning room, when we saw this one, we asked Swamiji, what were you exactly doing when so-and-so thing happened? He didn't know what was there. He did not see the pictures yet. He said, really interestingly, there were 3 people there, he said, I opened my third eye. And that's stunning because I learned about third eye as a child, but didn't read about it for a long time, what it is today. But what he said was, I asked him to describe more in detail what does he mean by third eye. And he said, it's a deep meditative state. It's probably very, very deep state. But he said, it looks like a small petal on one side going and joining. Another side, another petal comes and join together, and then it becomes the third eye. Like a blissful state that you experience and open third eye. Isn't it interesting that exactly the same area that he was saying he was open? We are not seeing with the naked eye what's going on, but with sophisticated modern technology we're able to see that some part of the brain is activated that you normally can't see. So that's really a very, very interesting and fascinating finding. And we're going to talk about it for a long time, this finding. And there are many other findings, but I don't want to take time away from Swamiji's wonderful presentation tonight. And briefly, I'll give you a nutshell what happened with brainwave test QEEG. Quantitative EEG is a computerized analysis of the brain waves. The brain goes through several stages: the alpha, beta, theta, gamma states. Delta is sleep, deep sleep state. Alpha is kind of very relaxed, attentive state. Beta is normally what you do. Beta is really alert state. Theta is really the one that you want to be. It's really deep, deep, deep meditation, deep relaxation, wonderful feeling. He could go in and out of theta at will, anytime. That's wonderful. But here is another one that's really, really interesting for scientists and for sportsmen, for performers, and for Nobel laureates in the future. And that is, there is a special wavelength between 12 to 14 megahertz. Very, very few scientists know about it, even today. If you won't talk to average scientists, they won't know what it means. It's called the SMR range, sensory motor rhythm range. It's a special narrow band of the brain waves. You get into that when you are in the zone. Those of you that are golfers, probably Tiger Woods is in the zone, or Vijay Singh is in the zone. We talk about Pete Sampras in tennis and Raptor, and in football you have so many people. Then when the zone basketball championship, you saw them throwing those balls, and effortlessly it goes in, no matter where they're throwing the ball from. That means they're in the zone. What happens is the ultimate coordination of the muscles and the nerves, the body, entire body organs, and the chemistry and the hormones. They become so cohesive to the point that anything is possible at that time. You want to be in the zone. For example, if Oklahoma University football team or OSU football team, which are in support, they found the secret of how to get into the zone, they will be national champions every year. And they'll be probably undefeated for 100 years. The secret is, how do you find that zone? And what's interesting is Swamiji was able to go in and out of that at will. That's really fascinating finding. That's something that's going to be talked about in the future. The SMR range. Then the other thing that's really interested the specialist in QEEG was, Dr. Fordisi and the team was, that when you go from alert state to meditative state, you go through various frequencies, and they are represented in various colors. And I've never seen that myself in my life. when he was going from alert state to deep meditative state, he would go in the same color range, in the same order as the rainbow. The Vidyar, violet, indigo, blue, green, red, yellow. Vidyar, same, orange and red, fine. And then when he would come out of the range, he would come in the exact same range, opposite. And he did that several times, that kind of stunned us at that time. And those are some of the findings I want to share with you. There's so much more talk about physiology of mind and brain and the body. It's a fascinating field that, this is something that all human beings can relate to, can apply in our own lives. Not only a sophisticated knowledge, but these things have application in daily life for all of us.
Swamiji, how do I open my third eye? First thing I want to tell you, third eye can be opened. Second thing I want to tell you, cognition. Chant this Mahavagya